Welcome everybody to another episode of No Leftovers and Rewind the Times. Everybody's having a blessed day today. Today we come on here because we wanted to talk about we promised the other day that we wanted to do one more video because Colson's leaving today. Unfortunately, Colson's leaving. It always looks like it comes and goes so fast. But this was actually a really good visit. We got an opportunity to watch 2 horror movies. We definitely had fun, man. But we want to continue our Friday the 13th series, and today we want to discuss part 3 of our Friday the 13th series. But before we do that, this was actually a perfect day because yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, or it was yesterday? It was either yesterday or it's today, I can't remember. I know the anniversary of the game was yesterday. Which anyone that plays Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game crashed yesterday. I played with 2 friends of mine, Anthony Horadork and Mr. Duckbird. That's like my team that I play with when I do family. Man, we had a blast yesterday. Being family members, it was hilarious. The game was like, we were hovering through rooms and spawning in different places, and I felt like Nancy was my favorite character. It was the slowest character. I felt like she was running around with Ultimate Scout on. I mean, the game was dude. Every time I had a close encounter, I won. Anthony was bursting doors, like doors were bursting open, like they were just like exploding open. Dude, it was hilarious, man. And my friend Duck, his name is Sam. He is from Holland. He was like scouting. He was spectating himself as he was playing. Dude, the game was just, it was all messed up. So I love those 2 guys. They're good friends of mine and great guys. Matter of fact, if you guys have an opportunity, Horror Dork Podcast. He has a YouTube channel on here. Man, Anthony doesn't even know I'm even doing this. If you guys have an opportunity, please, guys, if you like horror stuff, like when you watch my channel and Colson's channel, please go subscribe to that channel. Anthony's a great guy, man, awesome dude, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with him outside of the video game itself. So, but today we come on here to talk about Friday the 13th Part 3. But before we do that, Colson, stand up. This came out perfect timing. It's the new anniversary. The anniversary shirts. I think, was it 50 years? Maybe more than that. 54 years, 50th anniversary or 54th anniversary, something like that, of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And Freight Rags had these shirts, and they just literally, they just came in our door a few minutes ago, and I got the zip hoodie, and Colston, of course, has the shirt. Awesome, dude. Honestly, these shirts, the orange just sticks out so much in these. I love it. So, what we want to talk about today is Friday the 13th Part 3. This movie right here actually broke a lot of ground when it first came out in 1982. The movie was in 3D, and this is the movie where Jason gets his iconic Halloween, the hockey mask. This is he actually gets it off Shelly, but it's so funny because they don't show him getting it off of Shelly. Shelly in the movie is a prankster. He's always faking like he dies. He's always busting chops. And there's a scene where he is make believe he has an axe on his head. And they're like, Shelly, stop it, Shelly, this, because he's always trying to get their attention by pulling pranks. And there's a scene where his neck's all sliced open, and he actually is dead, and his mask is missing. The next time we see Jason has the mask on. So basically what it is it follows the story of Chris Higgins and her 4 or 5 friends. They go back to Higgins Haven, which is a family. I want to say it's like a family-owned little area by her family, and she hasn't been there in years because 5 years ago she had a really, or is it 5 years ago or 2 years ago, she was traumatized by Jason. Her and her mom had a fight, and she went into the woods, and she was traumatized by Jason. He was chasing her. They kind of emphasized that Jason was trying to take advantage of her. I'm glad they didn't go that route, because it would have been kind of a little weird, but he did scare her, and she didn't want to go back there, so she was traumatized. So she ended up going. This is her going back there with her friends, and some of the kill scenes in this movie. There's some gory kill scenes. I would have loved to see this movie in 3D. So what do you think about this movie? What do you like about this movie?
I like.
Talk about some of the kills that you like in this movie.
My favorite kill is probably the electric one.
Oh, which one's that?
The guy that.
The hippie guy.
Yeah, I like that kill.
What? Tell me.
So pretty much the power goes off and they hear screaming, and they thought something bad happened because the power went off right when the screaming was happening, and that guy went to go do the electric, and he was smoking a cigarette, and then the girl calls her, him, but he doesn't like answer it to fix it because the girl's yelling at him to like do the power, and he finally does it when he's like done. When he was halfway done, Jason like pulls him, like so he pretty much pulls him, turns him around, and just kicks him in it.
Like, do a Spark style coming everywhere. This also has the scene where the kill scenes are just great in this movie. Chris Higgins, obviously, she's the final girl. She survives, but she's mentally tortured in this movie. So she survives physically, but I don't know about mentally. So it has Andy is the one that's crawling on his hands and knees.
Yeah.
And she's like, Andy, go get me a beer. And he's like, okay, you sure you want that beer? She's like, I don't know if I want that beer, but he's crawling on his hands and knees, and all of a sudden, you see from up under the floor, which was just awesome details on this. Jason comes down with the machete, cuts him right down the middle. Man, splits him right in half. Awesome kill scene. There's also the kill scene where my favorite kill scene is the one where I can't remember her name. She was a Spanish girl that was supposed to be Shelley's date. They actually go together to a convenience store together, taking Chris Haven's boyfriend's car, and the biker guy smashed up the car. But while they're at the convenience store, she needs some money. She's like, Shelley, do you have some money? And Shelley gives her a 20 or tosses her wallet to him. Well, she still has his wallet. So she's at the dock and she's playing. She's sitting there, she's got her feet in the water, and Shelley comes by and he pranks her. He has a scuba gear on with the hockey mask on, and he pranks her. And she's like, why do you do that? And he's like, that's how I try to get people's attention. She's like, you're not going to do that with me, just be yourself. He's like, well, if I be myself, you're not going to like me. And she's like, that's not true. So he walks away.
And then I'm pretty sure what's the girl's name?
I can't think of her name. I know.
Yeah, and she pretty much like looks at his wallet. She drops it in the water, and then she goes on the other side to get it. And then Jason's coming down the ramp.
And this is what you see with Donkey Mask for the first time.
And the girl thinks it's Shelley, but it's actually Jason because he takes that little gun.
The harpoon gun. This is so cool, dude.
And she's like, you're not gonna do that. And then right after she said that, he did it.
Dude, it's so cool because from the angle where the weapon comes, with the harpoon.
He even used two hands.
Yeah.
He was just like.
It's so cool, man. Well, first of all, Jason's very strong. This Jason was played by Richard Broker. God rest his soul. Richard Broker was a huge. Richard Broker was a big dude, and he's very menacing. And I love how he pulls up and he shoots it, and you see that it come. You can tell this is a 3D movie because the way the harpoon weapon comes and it goes right in her eye. Love that kill scene. Absolutely adore that kill scene. That's my favorite. The other kill, Tina. I think her name was Tina. That's Andy's girlfriend. She just got out of the shower and she's like reading a Fangora magazine, which is so cool. It's a horror magazine. Like for us horror fans, we love that. And Jason comes up underneath her because she's laying in the hammock, stabs a knife and stabs her chest and kills her like that. Then there's the other kill scene.
When I first saw that, I thought he was like gonna go under and then stab it right through.
No,
I thought that.
Well, that kill scene. That kill scene reminded me of them Kevin Bacon when Kevin Bacon's in with the arrow in part 1.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. Instead of an arrow, it was just a machete. It reminded me of the same exact thing. And but the one kill scene I thought that was really cool. But the more it ages actually kind of poorly over time, but it's still cool if you think about it. Because imagine watching this movie in 1982 in a theater, watching it with 3D. And it's when Jason's squeezing the guy's head.
Oh yeah.
Chris's boyfriend, his eye pops out, but you can tell it's like on a wire. That's the only thing that stinks is you can tell it's on a wire and it pops out, which is just so cool.
And it popped out so fast.
Yeah.
But you know that you could tell it that it popped out fast because they put it in slow motion.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was on a wire, and if you watch it, because remember back in the day, these movies were done on very small screens. Nowadays we have HDMI. I mean we have 1080. I mean we have the screens are so clear now. Back in the day, they were very fuzzy, so you couldn't tell. So that people must have like, oh my god, that's crazy. That's a crazy kill scene. Back in the theaters, back in 1982. That's why I wish you could. I mean, because Coulson is, even though Coulson is a child from this generation, Coulson's soul and what he loves is really he loves 80s horror. He loves things that I love growing up. I mean, Coulson, I would have loved to had Coulson grow up in the 80s like I would. Just for the simple fact that, man, he would have really enjoyed our He-Man toys, our Silverhawks.
No, I know though.
I mean, you still get to enjoy them, but I mean, imagine seeing them for the very, very first time.
I just don't know what my other half is.
Yeah, well, we'll find
I already
out.
have some.
But-
No, I also have a Jason He-Man one.
Yeah.
It's like the
A
Pet
lot of Colson's toys are actually from the old days. I mean, he plays with wrestling toys. He loves wrestling.
I had
Well,
three.
well,
I have 4 NECA toys.
Yeah, but but I'm talking about toys in general. You play my He-Man toys. I mean, Colson he loves the
Those.
'80s. Well, the ones I gave him He-Man toys.
Oh, I thought we got them for me. Like,
Well, they are yours. They are yours. They
I
were.
thought we bought them.
No. They were mine. I gave them to you. Well, I did buy them for you. You know what I mean? Like I got them for you.
You buy
Well,
some.
like,
You bought some.
Yes, but like Colson's like just a child of he loves stuff from the '80s and the '90s. And that's what I love about Colson. Like stuff's cool nowadays, but like his soul, he has that old soul, and I love that. And Colson really loves like a lot of the slashes we talk about are all from the '80s and stuff. I mean, the Prowler. I mean, all those movies.
We'll get to new movies.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying that we won't. I'm just saying like I just love that. I just love that you enjoy the movies from my generation growing up. But this movie was awesome, and this movie also broke a lot of records for back in 1982 with 3D. They didn't know how it was going to work, and it worked really, really good. And people, I think it knocked Jaws, if I believe. I think it like took the number one spot, like knocked Jaws 2 or something out of like the number one spot for a long time. So
At least it isn't part 1 of Jaws, because part 1 Jaws is like gory.
gory. It was,
I mean,
it's okay. It's more of I don't know if it's gory. I don't know if it's gory. It's more of show don't tell. That's what I think part 1 is. So obviously at the end, Jason lives, and this movie was actually supposed to kill off Jason, but at the end, there's like another dream sequence where Jason.
Instead of Jason popping up, it's actually his mom.
Actually his mother, which I thought was really, really cool.
And the thing that was cool, it wasn't actually his mother. It was like, you know what, that Jason's little house that was in part 1 with the head and the thing. It looked just like that.
No, I know. Well, that's actually Jason's mother. That's actually Jason's mother.
Oh.
Yeah, that's okay. That is supposed to be Jason. That is supposed to be Jason's mom. But before that, she has another dream sequence where she sees Jason in the mirror and he has the mask off and he's like, and he runs down. He's chasing after him and she wakes. She looks up and he's gone. What's cool about this Friday the 13th movie is that house that they filmed the movie in, it got burnt down. Unfortunately, it is not around.
But the lake is still there.
But the lake is still there. Well, that lake was a man-made lake. They filled that. They actually filled that up with water for the movie. But the barn is still there. And if you watch some YouTubers on YouTube, they're actually going to visit it, and you can still see because I like the biker gang. I love the biker gang. I love Fox. Fox is awesome. God rest her soul. She died about
Wasn't that the
5
first
years
kill?
ago. One of the first kills, yeah. When Fox, she gets pinned up on the wood, on the wood beam.
Machetes.
Yeah, on the wood beam. But what's cool about that barn is that barn is still around, and YouTubers.
That's what I like stuff that's still around.
Yes.
Like the New Jersey place.
Yeah, well,
But that place was in California.
But when you see New Jersey, you gotta explain that. Yeah, this movie was filmed. This movie was filmed. Part 3 was filmed in California somewhere.
Where's part 2 filmed?
But the guy that owns that area, he said he's gonna rebuild that house because the foundation of the fireplace is still around, but the house caught on fire. I guess some kids were partying and crashing there, and the whole thing burned down. That's what ended up happening. But the barn is still up, and you still see like the bridge that the car went over, and that water was they actually forced an area for
Then
water
that
to
was
go in.
a lot of water.
Oh, yeah, well, it was. They oversaturated so it'd be water.
I bet that movie took a long time.
But
to make.
one thing that I want to do with Colston, and I want to do that as we get older, I want to go to these places one by one and go visit.
And we
them.
can also record while we're there.
Oh, of course. Oh my God, of course, definitely. Like part 1 was done in New Jersey.
Where was part 2 filmed?
Hold on, let me. Part 1 was done in New Jersey. At a camp, Nobi Bosco. Part 2 is actually done in Camden, Connecticut. It's actually not around no more, but the area that is there and the long driveway is still there. Someone said the shack that Jason lived in is still in the woods somewhere. I'm not sure if that's true, but I'd love to go see it. Because the back of that lodge.
Still have that like with the mother thing there.
Yeah. Hold on. But because Packanack Lodge is not there no more. That actually, and the casino from Part 2 burnt down. But the areas in the
That
around
was a
there,
nice
it's-
casino,
yeah, that's
though.
pretty cool. It's still there, and
It's
I want
huge.
to go visit that. Part 3 was
It's
done.
there?
Yeah, well, no, the area burnt down, but
That's
no,
many
the
places
casino
burnt down.
because you gotta remember these movies came out like 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, more than that. You know, Part 4, the Jarvis house, that is a real house. I would love to go visit that. Part 5, the person that owns Part 5, she does not like it. She doesn't. It's actually still around. It's still there. The whole site there, Pinehurst, it's still there. But she does not like the fact that they filmed a horror movie there. She does not like that the movie was actually that her house is considered for a
If it
horror
was her
movie.
house?
Yeah, there was a lady. It was a lady that she rented out, and you can actually go visit it. I think it's up for sale or something like that. But but if you try to talk to her about the horror movie, she wants nothing to do with it. Part 6 was down in Georgia. That camp's still around. Part 7.
Atlanta?
Yeah, it was done in Atlanta.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah, Part 7. But what I want to do with you is Part 8 was in Vancouver, even though it was supposed to be in New York. I want to go with you, hopefully one day, and visit these places and record these sites with you because it's.
Oh yeah, there's like also
awesome,
there's also a site. I know we haven't started it, but there's a Nightmare on Elmer Street where they have like,
Elm Street.
yeah, Elm Street, and they have like this thing. It's like I don't know if it's like far away. It's like probably in like Mass or like Connecticut or something.
Yeah.
So there's like this little building. I think they do it with other horror movies. So they're like animatronics of
yeah.
every chapter. So it's pretty much like if you like walk like probably like a mile like each place that you go to. If you walk 1 mile to the first one, it shows you all like the whole like a fake building of all Nightmare on Elm Street. Like shows all the dead bodies and stuff.
Oh,
Like,
that's not
And like if you go to like Part 2, you have to walk another mile there, and like you see that the whole part of like how Part 2 is. But there's always an animatronic of I've seen it on YouTube. I don't know how far it is. I don't know what it's called, but I don't know if like it's like animatronics.
Yeah,
It looks real.
You have to
A lot of people
You have
go
to show
there.
that to me. You'll have to check that out.
I'll look it up on YouTube.
But I do want to travel. I do want to travel and see these areas because as we're getting older and time going on, these places are starting to dwindle, which kind of sucks because they are history. These places are pieces of our history, our horror history. So I do definitely
Something
want
I
to see this.
want to kind of do. You might not want to do it, but I kind of want to like. If we go to the Spirit Halloween store, can I like record it?
We'll see. That's another video for another time. I'm talking about I know. But we'll see. We'll talk about another time. Okay, so here's my few questions that I always ask. Okay, Colson. What is your favorite kill in this movie?
The electric one.
Which one? Okay, mine is the harpoon gun. Love the harpoon gun. Number 2, if they made a NECA toy out of this, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Yes, because they did. We have it. Like, look at that.
He has almost all of them.
I do have all of them.
Oh.
I'm waiting for Part 8 to come out, which would be so cool. Okay, and 1 out of 10, 1 being this stinks and 10 being the best. What do you rank this movie?
8.
And I'm gonna say like a 7.5 here. This one's really, really good. I mean, they're all good. I love all the Friday the 13th movies. This one's just not up on my list. It's not one of the first ones.
It's not better than Part 2.
It's not. Well, yeah. It's not obviously because 2's my favorite. But this is not one of the ones I pop in right away just to watch. There's something about it. In the beginning, the couple, Harold and his wife. They're kind of odd. They're kind of a little odd couple, but I love this movie. Absolutely love this movie. So Colson's leaving today. He's going back with his mom. I will see.
12:30.
Yep, I will see Colson next Friday. He'll be over, and we're gonna watch Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter.
We still gotta watch Totally Killer.
Yep.
And The Burning.
And The Burning, and we still gotta talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. We still haven't done that movie review. We'll try it for today. We probably won't. Cause I'm gonna make some lunch before you leave. Cause I'm going to the gym. But hey, guys.
Yeah, we can do it whenever.
Yeah, but listen, guys. I want everybody to have a blessed day. Like I said, so the next 7 days, definitely on Colson and I on channel No Leftovers. This will be the last video until next Friday. And hey man, so have a blessed day. Take care of yourselves. So what do we say, Colson?
Make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button.
Everybody have a blessed weekend and take care, man.
Deuces.
Peace, guys.